Vice President Kamala Harris is in El Paso, Texas. It is her first visit to the U.S. southern border since taking office. Earlier, she toured a U.S. Customs and Border Protection Processing Center. She also met with advocates and migrants. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas joined Harris for the trip. Today's visit follows months of pressure from Republicans for Harris to visit the region. President Biden has tasked the vice president with addressing the causes of migration from Central America. Caitlin Dickerson joins me now for more on this. She's a staff writer for The Atlantic. Caitlin, welcome. Great to have you with us. So, as we mentioned, this is Vice President Harris's first trip to the border as vice president. What kind of pressure is she facing surrounding the situation there? And why was El Paso chosen specifically?
Well, I think the vice president is under an immense amount of pressure to go to the border, to address what's happening at the border. You know, this fiscal year, we've seen more than 890,000 people try to cross the American border, both at ports of entry and between them. And this comes after 4 years when issues at the border got, I think, unprecedented attention. That was because of President Trump's very aggressive stance on immigration. It was the headline issue for that administration, you know, day in and day out over the course of 4 years. And so as a result of that, the American public became very well versed in the situation at the border, very well versed in conditions in detention centers. You know, they can be very overcrowded. Resources can be stretched very thin. Not all of that was new under President Trump, but it's something that, you know, the American public is paying close attention to now. And so it's no surprise that the Biden administration, and I think any other administration to come next, is going to be held to a higher bar in terms of conditions. I think the focus on El Paso is in part because it's a consistently busy border crossing. It's seen, you know, over 113,000 people cross the border this fiscal year. It's not the busiest. And in fact, a lot of people would have liked to see Vice President Harris go to the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas, which has seen more than double that number of crossings. But El Paso is significant because it is the birthplace of President Trump's zero tolerance prosecution policy, where migrant parents traveling with their children were prosecuted and as a result, in many cases, separated from their children. You know, that's been a real focus of the Biden administration. As your viewers know, they created a task force to try to reunify any existing separated families and to provide resources like mental health counseling to those who were impacted. And so it's potent and meaningful to the Harris camp for that reason as well.
And of course, the Biden administration is insisting this trip is not about politics. However, as we've been discussing, the GOP and even some Democrats have criticized the vice president for not visiting the border sooner. So what is this visit really about then? And what message is today's visit sending to Congress?
You know, what this visit is about, it's probably a mix of politics and also a very real humanitarian issue that is part of the vice president's mission and a task of hers that she's been asked to take on. But what it does is it will ultimately send this message, right, that Vice President Harris is taking this issue seriously, that she wants to take it on. You know, that's significant because it's a departure from what we heard in the days and weeks after she was given this assignment. Her aides were pretty candid with reporters saying they weren't very pleased with it. And it's not terribly surprising. I mean, if you try to name a more politically fraught, you know, intractable issue, one where no meaningful reform has been seen since the 1990s, where both Republicans and Democrats are kind of upset with how it's being handled, but for very different reasons. You know, it's not something that most politicians are eager to take on. And President Trump was in some ways an anomaly in that way. One source told me from the White House that Stephen Miller, who was President Trump's chief advisor on immigration, worked on that issue 27 hours a day. And so it was a real focus for them and not something initially that, you know, Vice President Harris's aides were eager to take on. But I think, right, regardless of their reasons for making this trip, what this trip does is signal, you know, whatever happened before, that's in the past, we're taking this on, we're taking it seriously. And that means they're taking responsibility for it, which is a risk because of how difficult it is. Nevertheless, it's one they're choosing to take.
And of course, the vice president's visit comes less than a week before former President Donald Trump is expected to head to the region. What can you tell us about that?
And again, I think that the fact that former President Trump is heading to the border speaks to the point I made earlier that his White House was focused more on immigration than any other policy issue, 27 hours a day. And, I also heard consistently throughout the Trump administration that his aides really felt that delivering on his campaign promises to really effectively shut down the borders was key to his reelection efforts, right? Those efforts were obviously unsuccessful, but given what we know about how former President Trump is still trying to retain a lot of control in the Republican Party and potentially even run for reelection in 2024, it's really no surprise that he's going to try to keep all eyes on the border and keep all eyes on his aggressive stance on border issues. And so, I doubt this will be his last trip to the southern border.
Caitlin Dickerson of The Atlantic, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.